Hmm. Alright. So the cockpit glass did not work right. It's not procedurally generating to a different color. But everything else looks pretty good on the ship. We got our trail effects going. We got the plasma glow glowing and flowing. Oh, looks like I missed a section. I could have done that. I can do the intake on that spot right there. But other than that, everything looks okay. I can't really see the glow or the rotation inside the glow. I'll have to make that opaque. I don't think that's translucent at all. So I gotta fix the cockpit glass. I've got to fix the glow and maybe add a jet intake to that. So, alright, I guess I'm going to restart my stream in Blender, and I'll be assigning paths to the parts so I don't have to mess with that in the materials, and I'll fix what needs to be fixed. Alright. So we're back in Blender again. I looked at it in the game, and a couple things need to be fixed. A couple of them are with the materials, one of them with the model itself, so I do have to go through and touch up everything, re-export, and all that good fun happy stuff. And later. Need to create tangents for all the parts. That's important. Without doing that, it's going to glare really, really bad. Kind of like Rygogen has a glare. Outflow's going to be different. Intakes is different. That's flight. Glow is glow. Glass is glass. Trails is trails. Okay, so we're good with flight. Assign it to engine glows. Assign glow to glow. Glass to glass. Now by assigning these paths, it's going to force the extract to set the materials to these paths instead of to the materials that it would have otherwise created. These are materials that were created the first time I exported it, and it failed in-game. It happens, usually most. Not facing the right direction, or I want to change this or that, need to rescale. Yeah, the list goes on and on. think I'm done setting the path materials. Everything's pretty much set. Oh, nope, trails. Okay, double check, make sure all the create tangents are checked. And make sure I give a UV map to the collision. Save. Make sure everything's viewable by the eye before you export. And there we go. Models exported successfully. Alright, sorry. Apparently it wouldn't let me show you guys my notepad stuff. But this is all set, ready to go. Hopefully XSplit will let me switch. And we have switched over. Sorry, No Man's Sky is excessively loud when it begins. Oh, but that is so much better. So XSplit will let me switch between Blender and No Man's Sky, but you cannot see my notepad development. Sorry guys. I've tried to fix that. Doesn't look like it took. I was able to change the glass, but the transparency on it is really... I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why I can't see the cockpit behind it. And then I didn't even fix the intake. Are you kidding me? I guess this is what I get for trying to mod on New Year's Eve. Okay, so I don't know why the glass is like that. And I wanted to make the intake effects. Jordan, you are not early. You are more late than anything. Happy New Year to you. And we're just kind of wrapping up. I noticed there was one effect that I wanted to do. Just kind of add an intake effect to each side here. Other than that, the ship is ready to go in game. And I'll be testing it for the third time once I'm done exporting this. So third time's a charm, right? Let's make sure we get this right. Okay, so now we got the intake part. I'll remove that from the original. Map this. Whoops. I want to set it to the intake. Don't want to join yet. I want to mirror first. Remember, I'm mirroring so the effects will work towards each other and go towards the center of the ship. Alright. So now we're good. Got everything we want. Save. Export. And Jordan says, are the details like that in the game, or is it better looking? Ouch, that's kind of insulting, man. No, I'm just kidding. They will look a little better in game. This is just kind of raw. I mean, it's to give a base idea. The colors you see here in blue will be generated to different colors in game, so the ship can be different colors. The particular shuttle that I have in testing will be like a golden yellow, but hey, I'll fly around for a few minutes and see if I can find a better color. The trail effects definitely look a lot better. They don't show the transparency here in Blender, but now that we're in here and I'm looking at that, I do want to make those trail effects smoother. And I probably want to make the glass smoother too. We'll make, we'll just touch up all the parts while I'm in here. Smooth all the things. And Jordan, no worries, man. I didn't take offense. I definitely think Blender leaves a little something to be lustered after. It's very dull and basic, unless you go into rendering mode. But rendering mode is kind of difficult to work with on the computer. You lose some of the functionality. It's more for appearance. Alright. So now we're ready to go. I'll save this and alright. Again, sorry I had to put you on BRB. Had to delete the old file out of there. Alright. Models exported successfully. Jordan says, I think with you may find better texture and maybe details or something, and your ship will look so much better. The thing about the texturing, my friend, is all these textures are part of the ship. They came with the ship file. The original author's textures, I don't really have anything to do with them. So if they look great, that's a bonus. If they're really blotchy, then sometimes I might even ditch the ship. But I want to save the file before I exit. Yeah, Ray Rod's been really frustrated with his PC. He's had some drive issues lately. Hopefully it's nothing serious. He's got it fixed, and hopefully all's well now. Alright, so we got the files building. I'm gonna get No Man's Sky fired up here in just a minute, and we'll see how this works. files are still building. Wow. Alright, I think I may have made a blunder because the compiling is taking a lot longer than usual. Jordan asks if I think it's possible to create interiors in ships. Uh, Not walkable interiors, but things we can see from the outside. That's very possible. I got a lot of ships that have interiors that you can see from the outside. The brute cruisers got Gur sitting on the interior. Miku's ship has an interior. This ship itself has a cockpit interior that you should be able to see through the glass. So yeah, that's actually very possible. But yeah, we can't walk in them. That's unfortunate. So somewhere along the lines, my text file got screwed up. Um, so this is going to take just a little bit longer. Sorry, guys. I cannot find where this went wrong. Jordan says he needs to go find some videos and music to start his 2018 lineup. Alright, Jordan, best of luck to you. Happy New Year, and thanks for coming by. I'll be sure to check out your videos when you've got them completed. If you want to check back in maybe about 15 minutes, I might have this up in game. Alright, Jordan says I'm staying here. Don't worry. Just saying I'm doing it at the same time. I hear you, man. And I'm ready to load up No Man's Sky, so fingers crossed, third time's a charm. So loud. No Man's Sky is so loud. Why are you so loud, No Man's Sky? I have my sound volume to like 2. Literally, 2. And it's that loud. Alright, so here we go. Moment of truth. Well, I can see the cockpit. I can see the rotaties. So it looks like everything's working the way I want it to now. I've got the intake effects back there. Awesome. This ship is done. Let me rename it. We're going to name it TeckMach because the author of this ship is named Mr. Tech Machine. And now I'm going to go try to find a better one. Jordan says it looks cool. Thank you. Let's take a look at what it looks like in space. That actually does look really cool. Cooler than the song I'm listening to right now. Looks like there's a couple ships already on the station. Right now I've replaced all the shuttles in the game with this ship, just so I can make it easy for me to load up and find it. There's one of my other ships. Yeah, I agree, Jordan. Maybe another color. I hate testing with this normal mode because the shuttle seed that I have, every time I test a ship, it's this nasty golden yellow. And it's just not flattering. Maybe if it were blue or red, I'll take a purple, pink, green even. But this is just so bland. So hopefully another shuttle will come in and we'll see what the system has to offer. That looks like an explorer ship though. I know, right? But Jordan's commenting on the dubstep music, how it just not fitting, and I agree. But my hands are tied with the copyright limitations I have on YouTube. The music is courtesy of I can't remember who I have in the link or the description, but the link is in the description. So far I've heard a wide variety. There's been reggae, there's been dubstep, and something that kind of sounds like Bone Thugs and Harmony. There's a wide variety on here. But it's a nice 3-hour mix, so I didn't know how long this project was going to take. And I've been really fortunate with it. I mean, the first time around it took me like 45 minutes to get a game ready. I think tonight it took me maybe an hour, hour and a half to do all the work to it. I mean, I started at 1:45 and it's 2:15. So 2.5 hours, another, yeah, it's a 3-hour ship. That's actually really good. Can't really see through that. That's the second time it's given us one of those, and that's the second color, nonetheless. Why can't it give us one shuttle? Just one shuttle? And that's a fighter, and an explorer, and a hauler. And I'm just gonna go ahead and load my creative mode, because there I can fly around, I can find a trade station. It should be a lot easier. I didn't think it was gonna be that hard to find a shuttle. Hey, my TIE interceptor. I really like flying the TIE fighters just because of the cockpit that they have. Alright, so let's deck this out. One of my favorite things about creative mode. You just build whatever you want. And we are off. 30 seconds. We shall be out of trade station. And hopefully we can get some shuttles. The monitors at the very bottom of the cockpit are from the in-game base building assets, and that was a pain to get those scaled and rotated and positioned just right inside there so that they look good. That took quite a long time. So I just wanted to mention something about that because, yeah, it took a while. Did I design the cockpit? Jordan asks. I did not design the cockpit, but I did design the cockpit. Let me hop back in so I can show you what I'm talking about. The models themselves, like the hieroglyphic illumination neon stuff that you see on the walls, that was part of the original model, but I did have to relocate it. I had to angle, scale, twist and distort things so that they fit where they're shown. The little round screens that you see here were actually shoved back a lot further, and it had to be readjusted. In order to do so, I had to do a lot of mesh manipulation. So a lot of the model work was originally done for me, but I did have to rearrange a lot and kind of redesign the cockpit so I could use the main screens, like the gun selection screen up at the top, the main screen, as well as the two round screens that you see and the planet screen. The Millennium Falcon cockpit is more my design. I used the window frame of the Millennium Falcon and built around it. Rami, hello, welcome. And here's a purple one. I like this a lot better than the yellow. What do you think, Jordan? I think I need more jetpack fuel. That's what I think. Need to install Ray Rod's mod so I have unlimited jetpack in creative mode. Ooh. Looks like I missed a spot right there. And that's why I scale the tubes, the glow tubes, a little larger than the original mesh, because otherwise they'd clip like that all over the place. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I covered that in part 2 of building this ship. It was a very long, boring process. Jordan says he likes the color, but maybe a darker one. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of pinkish. Maybe a little girly. Rami, Happy New Year to you. What did you miss, you ask? I built that ship. Well, I didn't build that ship, I'm sorry. I made adjustments to that ship. That sounds better. Mr. TeckMach made that ship. Found it on Sketchfab. Yeah, hopefully we'll get another one coming in here real soon. I replaced all the shuttles with them, so if the game would stop giving me haulers. There we go. Yes, they do come in other colors. Ramid asks if they came in other colors. They are procedural colors, so they'll be red, purple, green, blue, yellow. Not quite white. The only one I haven't found is black. I don't think I found a black one. This looks like a blue, maybe a lighter blue. And since I'm in creative mode, let's take it for a flight. I gave it the Fighter A cockpit. Kind of looked like the closest cockpit the ship actually had. It's got a clear open canopy, and it's supposed to be a fighter, so. I think I might need to make the cockpit interior glow, because you can't really see it through the glass at night. Can't really see it through the glass during the day either. But this one kind of reminds me of the E3 Reaper drone that I did. Jordan asked if it could be possible one day I'm the one making ships and have a partner making the cockpit for it. If I'm making the ships, I don't see why I can't make the cockpits. The cockpits are actually kind of easier in my opinion. The ships are more verbose, I guess, for lack of better words. The cockpits are fairly easy. All you got to do is what's right in front of the camera. Raw Meat asks if I still have a modern jet that I made in the first video. Are you referring to the yellow blocky RC plane looking jet, or the F-14 Tomcat? I do still have both. I do not have an intention of putting the yellow one in game. The F-14 Tomcat is going to come back. I'm just not really sure when. The cockpit views are a little bit time consuming. Mostly sketching up my design and how I want to do it, and figuring out how to place the 5 screens. Those 5 screens and their placement is very crucial. You get it too low, too high, it doesn't work right. Too low, you can't see anything. Too high, it blocks your view. I'd like to be able to have users be able to look around, but yeah, like I said, the sketching is probably one of the most difficult parts of it. Once you've got it sketched and you've figured out how you want to do it, it becomes a lot easier. I don't want to leave my actual ship. And yes, raw meat, the F-14 Tomcat is going to be added back in. It will probably be in 3.0, simply because that and the Black Nighthawk, the Sentinel fighter, both of those have already been in game in Pathfinder. I've got them Blender ready, and it shouldn't be too much work for me to put them back in game. So they'll probably be in 3.0. The order that I've been doing ships has been completely random. It's just kind of however I feel, or whatever speaks to me. If something's overwhelming, or it looks like it's going to be too time consuming and I'm not in the mood, I'll probably pass on it. Otherwise, I may convince myself, like I said in part 2 of the build, just step by step. Every step you make is closer to the goal. This system really is not favorable to shuttles. But there's my Miku ship. That was in version 1.0, and I added Miku for the version 2. Safety first, guys. Make sure you wear your seatbelts. Oh, there's a ship. Yay. It snuck in. So I think I might add this to the list of police ships. What do you guys think? If that thing came after you and attacked you for shooting up a freighter, that'd be believable, right? This one looks really good with the planet background. And the green on the yellow. Bye-bye. The X-117 Viper. And more vanilla ships. Rodmead asks if I think I will be making a Rick and Morty spaceship one day. This is a question I get a lot. Almost, no, definitely weekly. It's in the list. It's been in Blender. I've got it ready to go. It just doesn't have textures. So once it has textures, yeah, it'll be in game. I've got the parts named, the collisions made. I mean, like I said, everything's ready to rock and roll. All I need to do is export it with the textures, and it's in game. Jordan says he thinks I can listen to No Man's Sky original soundtrack. Yeah, you are right. I should be able to listen to the original game music because I am streaming the game. And the original soundtrack is obviously game content. But yeah. Sorry, I've never streamed No Man's Sky music. Not even when I play by myself. Wait, that didn't sound right. When I play No Man's Sky alone. There we go. So do we have another one besides green in this system? Oh, this is yellow. So we have yellow and green in a system with a yellow and a green planet. Who else is asking me for it? There's quite a few people. I've been getting asked for it since Pathfinder. Both in my videos, in my mod pages, as well as any forum posts or anything like that relating to it. Alright, I think I'm gonna say goodbye to that music. Oh, I think I lost Jordan because of the music. Have I seen a red one of the pod racers? I think I have. But the reds are very intense. I like the red colors. They're very vibrant. Both the reds and the purples are usually very vibrant on my ships. Orange is pretty good too, but on these pod racers, the orange kind of deflects away from the intake effects that the engine has, because now it all looks like one color. So, alright, my ship works. I think I'm gonna close No Man's Sky really quick. I'm gonna reload Ray Rod's overhaul mod, and then I'll be back. So, we'll stream Ray Rod's overhaul mod for a little bit next. Alright. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you liked the channel. I do apologize for all the BRBs if you were watching later. Hope you still like the video. Hope, yeah. Hope. And hope you have a happy new year. Yay. Sorry, Rami. I just saw you asked, what about a red TIE fighter? I do not have a red TIE fighter in the game. All the TIE fighters are solid color. They're not procedurally generated. Is that a thing? I didn't know there were red TIE fighters. I thought that was the advanced TIE fighter for a minute. It's a pretty skyscape for being vanilla. Robbie says it would be cool to have different color TIE fighters. I suppose I could definitely do it. I never thought of it as something that somebody would want. I figure the gray, the lurish gray, maybe a black might be favorable, but that's something I'll consider. I don't know about seeing a green TIE fighter, or yellow, or some pink even. That would look kind of funny. Sadly, I can't control what colors they come up. There's a Stargate puddle jumper. And another one. Alright, so I will go ahead and load up Ray Rod's overhaul and be back in about 20 minutes.